Whether it's inside the classroom or out in the world, the Miccosukee tribe believes that you never stop learning. When our elders organized our modern government in the 50s and 60s, they wanted to make sure that we were able to pass on our teachings to the next generation. In our society, we don't require our children to go to school, but that doesn't mean we don't encourage learning. At home, our traditional teachers, our aunts and uncles, tell us the stories about the breath maker and how he created the world. They sing to us the songs that heal our bodies, mind, and spirit. And they teach us the ways to maintain our relationships among our clans and what respect means. We also see the need to have a Western education. So, in the 1970s, we opened the Miccosukee Indian schools, from preschool through high school, as well as adult education. We offer our community the best in education. In fact, we make sure to incorporate the best elements of both worlds in our school system. The Miccosukee culture has been a great influence. Even though schooling is non-compulsory, we never stop learning. Traditionally, success is measured by your ability to pass on the stories. And if you can do that and earn your diploma, more power to you.
The Miccosukees conduct 2 water quality studies every year, during the spring and the fall. And this is something that the entire tribe participates in. You know, for hundreds of years, the Miccosukees have lived in the Everglades. So we are very aware of any changes that affect the land and the water quality.
Why should we care? I think the Mother Nature is kind enough having us here on this planet and provide us with food, air, everything what we need to live. And it's important that we're gonna take care of her as well. So we have to work together and do less damage to her, because it's important to have a healthy water and good air quality and healthy animals and vegetation.
As Everglades restoration progresses, there are 4 components that are very important: quality, quantity, timing, and distribution of water. All 4 facets of Everglades restoration needs to be considered, and any one facet taken by itself will not perform the functions of Everglades restoration. So we need to improve the quality of water, we need to improve the timing and distribution of that water, distribution being throughout the entire region, timing being whether it's coming in the spring or the fall. Those 4 facets of Everglades restoration come together to provide our environment with the water it needs and the human environment, the communities and the groundwater resources that are required to sustain South Florida.
I think the tribal position in the Everglades restoration, they've been there, like I said, for many, many years, and they're going to be there as well. For them, it's a home, and they're seeing those changes, that the home doesn't look the same like it looked years ago, and that's hard for them. That's why they have agencies like we are to protect whatever it's left from their home. And they're trying to protect, conserve, preserve this natural habitat for native species of Florida Everglades. Some islands, they still have chickees and they're trying to conserve them. Some of the islands, they build new chickees. But I would say around 40 islands have some traditional chickee on it. They've been born on some of those islands. They still live, and they remember how Everglades looked years ago.
All of the islands within the region have ancestral ties, and some of them dating back an extremely long time. And those islands, the islands that have current lineage on them, are visited today. And tribal members will often spend time at the island or near the island telling us about their family history and expressing that to the other participants and expressing that to the school children when they come. Discuss the family history and how they would leave an island to go to a certain place to fish or to trade goods and come back to that island. That part of the Everglades is extremely unique to the tribal culture and extremely unique to this region of the Everglades, and it's a wonderful opportunity to hear that on the Everglades study. The animals that live in the Everglades, on the Everglades study, we frequently see birds, we frequently see wading birds, a number of wading birds. But one thing that's consistently pointed out year in, year out, is the lack of the quantity of wading birds that the tribal members remember as when they were young. They speak of times when they were younger when the flocks of wading birds were so large that the beating of the wings would actually wake you up and actually cause noise on the air. We don't see that today in these areas of the Everglades at this time of year. Hydrology has had a great impact on the Everglades. Where hydrology has been good for some organisms, other animals like the Florida snail kite, which is an endangered species, its critical habitat is within the tribal lands in Water Conservation Area 3. It has declined tremendously from a maximum count of animals of approximately 4,000 to well under 1,000 today. One thing that we've noticed reviewing the 30 years of studies is there was much more notation on the animals seen. Everything from small mammals and reptiles all the way through the wading birds on the earlier studies. And in the recent years, in the last decade, there's been a marked decline in those sightings on the Everglades study. And that was noted by several of the study participants, and the community members brought that to our attention. And it's something that we're going to continue to look into as an environmental agency. Very good question on what kind of outcome the tribe would want out of Everglades restoration. And at all facets, the tribe wishes for a whole system restoration. You can't separate out small facets of the Everglades and call that a restored Everglades. You need a system you need a plan, which is in place right now. You need to implement that Everglades restoration plan, which calls for a system-wide monitoring and a system-wide restoration. A truly holistic view at the restoration that improves water quality, improves the delivery of water, and improves the hydrology of the region.